Hello everyone, this is Zodiark and we have reached it. The end of the Chamber of Arms, the master boss himself, the Warden, Warden Welter. I'm excited for this, guys. Granted, a lot of you are excited for Gilgamesh, but I'm going to be focusing on this first. So, let's get into the win conditions. Completing the quest gets you a Grand Star, 20 all stats, minus HP and MP, and a extra damage on every single creature type. So I think it's going to be very good to get. Now, as opposed to the other 12, Warden Welter needs to be killed within 20 turns. To get 2 summon tickets, Evoke Diablos and Anima is a 10% trust Moogle. And the kill shot with Bahamut for a 4-star guaranteed ticket. JP got 5-star on this, so slightly miffed. But anyway, let's get to some of his stats. Welter, for namesake, we'll just call him Welter at this point. He's going to be a human demon. So your man-eater and your demon passives will come into play here. So probably your initial attacker, whoever they may be, Diablos will probably be the way to go. He has 30,000 HP, or it. We'll just go with it. Attack and magic are going to be about even at 900. But notice a change in defense and spirit. Defense, they're valuing at 750, with spirit at 450. So, right now, I'm leaning toward casters on this fight. You want to avoid dark and holy elemental, as it can absorb both. Obviously, stat ailments do nothing, but you can break all 4 stats. So let's get into Phase 1's abilities. Shocking Shell, physical damage 10-time multiplier to a single enemy. That is a counterattack move. He will do that to the attacker. So if you've got mitigation, you may be fine on this. Also, I'm going to mention that he's going to bring back moves from previous bosses. So you're going to see some familiar names here. He has Snap, a fixed physical damage attack, 100 multiplier to a single enemy. We're going to outright assume that that's going to be damn near lethal. So have re-reses ready for this. Light of Destruction, light magical damage, 10-time multiplier to all enemies. This is also a counter move. He will do this if he is hit with magic. So definitely a magic tank with 100% light resist will get around that very easily. Trial of Radiance is a only 2 multiplier light damage to all enemies. Now these 3 here, Foreign Leaf, Liquidate, and Magnum Opus, are all magical damage 20-time multiplier to all enemies. We're going to assume that those are going to be darn near lethal. Gravestone Refusal, mitigate physical damage, absolute. Morning Refusal, mitigate magic damage, absolute. So typically those are both cast in the same turn, meaning it'll be invincible. We'll get to these all these other abilities here in a moment because they're all going to be described here at the bottom. So let's get to his attack pattern. As I mentioned before, all physical attacks will be countered with Shocking Shell to the attacker. It cannot be covered. Magical attacks with Light of Destruction. If the magic cover tank doesn't work, you can have everybody geared for 100% light and laugh it off. But since you have to bring in Diablos and Anima, this might prove a little more difficult than you think. So here's some things you'll need to follow. If Warden uses the ability Blaze Burns Away the Flower, you need to hit it with fire damage, or else it will cast that Foreign Leaf spell for 20 multiplier. If it does, a demon must be sealed away by a demon, you simply just need to use a magic spell, or else it'll cast Magnum Opus. So if you're using casters, no problem here. Now, the middle one, defense does not beget vengeance. It says guard everyone, or else it does liquidate. So in other words, just have everyone defend, and he simply just won't do liquidate. Now, if you properly respond, you get the message trial passed, and the turn will continue as normal. If you fail to react properly, you get trial failed, and it will use the or else skill as listed. So even if it does come up, defense does not beget vengeance, you have to guard with everyone. You can't heal. You can't summon espers. You're pretty much throwing a turn down the drain. So remember, we got 20 turns to kill this. So that's a turn gone right there. Now, this is where we start getting into other abilities. If Warden uses, your loved ones will leave you. Oops. Look what I've done. Okay. Loved ones leave you. Triple snap in turn. So if you ever see that your loved ones will leave you, re-res your tank, because terrible things are about to happen. If Warden uses those who know the future are sage, they're going to use the full immunity turns. So basically, the turn he uses this, you're going to want to bust him for everything you want, and then he's going to do, he's just going to shell up. So you're going to lose another turn on this. So keep in mind, this 20 turn thing might be more difficult than you think. At the 80% threshold, he's going to do that Trial of Radiance, which is like the 2-time light multiplier. Not very much. But he is going to use Snap, so you definitely want to make sure you transition in with a re-res on this. Or at least make sure you got mitigation. His attack pattern on phase 1, regardless every turn, he will do at least one Trial of Radiance. On every even numbered turn, he does a second one. On every 4th numbered turn, 4, 8, 12, and you get the idea, he'll do a third one. After this, he's going to do normal attacks and end with a self buff, end quote. He will buff every turn. So 50% buff, which I believe is what he's getting, they're all 50% buffs regardless. So you're almost going to need a dedicated debuffer for this. And the problem with lids is hers is only for like one turn. So you'll just have to have someone that can constantly debuff. So if you've got someone like Zargabath or Nickel or anyone that has a spare turn to remove these, you'll need to stay on top and then keep the boss broke. So this will be a pain here. Or if you think you can just straight take the damage, leave the buffs up. But it'll be totally up to you though. But things are going to get a lot worse as we transition into 50/49%, and we're going to explain why. He keeps Shocking Shell in Light of Destruction, but he's going to add these moves to his moveset. Poisonous Hex inflicts poison, physical damage 10 multiplier to a single enemy, and debuff him defense 30%. Insanely Mad is physical damage 10 time multiplier all enemies with a 50% defense spare break. That's very nasty. Flash Ripper is magic damage non-elemental all enemies. Murky Water coming from the book. Water and magical damage. 12 time multiplier. Now, this is the big one right here. The Border of Light and Dark. This is fixed hybrid damage. 35 multiplier all enemies. You're going to need some re-res, and he better be broke for this, because if not, you're going to get frickin' smoked. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting. Invitation to Ruin, inflict charm for 2 turns to 1 enemy. So it's going to count Voke targets. As far as I know, I believe Sieghard, I believe maybe Lilith, Merc Ramza, and White Knight Noel all resist charm. I'm going to bring in either Merc Ramza or White Knight Noel as my tank. So that'll get me around that. Now, here's another nasty move. Coiling Darkness. Add Dark Elemental to physical attacks for 3 turns to your group and inflict sleep and paralysis. So here we go again. Elemental Imbue Shenanigans. God, it's annoying. And then we've got the refusals once again. So this is the other reason why I'm wanting to use casters, is more of this. The elemental imbue tactics that they are trying to use. Much like the first phase, all the counters are in place. Shocking Shell and Light of Destruction. Now, at 50%, it will cast the Border of Light and Dark, which is that massive hybrid damage. It's light and dark. So, here's the thing. If you come in with everyone 100% light dark resist, that does nothing. So I could see Nickel's duality ability working out very well here. So I would consider very highly gearing the initial group for light and dark resist, and maybe keeping people that have Diablo or Anima out of the party as you transition, just to keep them alive. So there's that. Okay, so Invitation to Ruin, that means it's a charm move in the turn. At 30%, which I believe to be the final threshold, you probably won't be able to push past 29. He's going to do Border of Light Dark again with an immunity move, an Invitation to Ruin. So let's look at this. That's at least 1, 2 with Future or Sage, and then any other times he does it alongside with Defense Does Not Beget Vengeance. So already you're looking at 3 to 4 turns being wasted due to either immunity or mechanics. So this 20 turn kill thing is quickly evaporating before you start reading into this. So you might have to do more than one run of this, I'm thinking. But anyway, let's get back to the thresholds here. Phase 2 attack pattern. Every third turn, he does another Invitation to Ruin. Just bring a tank that resists charm. Every fourth turn is going to be a physical AoE. I am considering bringing in Jiraiya to negate this. I am giving very serious consideration. If Insanely Mad is not used, it will pick Flash Ripper, Coiling Darkness, or Murky Water coming from the book. So it's going to be Water AoE, a Dark Elemental Imbue, or a non-elemental magical attack. The above skills are used in sequence once per turn. So I might want to prepare for all of those. The remaining actions is Poisonous Hex and normal attacks against the lowest attack unit, which has now been edited. It did previously say that it was provocable, but it no longer shows that it is. So we'll have to see if that holds up during the fight. Obviously no tips and testimonials or videos, but seems to me that the way to go about fighting this is if you want to try to do this all in one run, you're going to need probably one of the Type 0 units to sack or bow, or more than one, to fill the Esper gauge very quickly. If you have free turns to dump the gauges, summon Diablos and Anima, and then try to somehow work in a way to get in that Bahamut kill. Not only that, we still got to get in what now? Oh no, it's just those three Espers and win within 20, with Bahamut getting the kill shot. All right, so quick round out. Warden elemental attacks that we know of is light, darkness, and water. So actually, the unit that's going to be your magic tank probably should have Anima on. I would highly recommend them to use Anima. Anyone else should be geared for probably light elemental. So the way I see it, if you geared everyone with light, that reduces the hybrid damage from whatever 35 multiplier is to about, let me see, that'd be 17 and a half. That's still a shit ton though. But if you can dump any extra dark resistance on that would definitely negate a lot of that. I don't see any elemental debuffs though. So if you can hit those flat numbers, then you might be okay. So we'll have to look into that as we continue. Status ailments. Poison, sleep, paralysis that we can prevent. And then charm, but again, that's vocable. So if you bring in, like I said, Merc Ramza, White Knight Noel, or any other tank that resists charm, that's done. And then how you want to go about your kill squad will be based on either your physical attacking or your magical. With him having lower spirit, I'm thinking magical. You're obviously going to need fire for the flower mechanic. Teams right now, I mean, this is just me, I guess you could say brainstorming. I'm thinking about bringing in Emperor, Jiraiya, Blossom Mage, Sakura, Nickel, Heavenly Tech Lid, Merc Ramza, definitely Yuna, at least one of the Type Zeros, probably Ace because he's the highest right now. and I might bring in a couple other casters because my goal is get it down to 30%, put them over. But I want that third caster because I actually want to build stacks with like Emperor and then build stacks with Blossom Age Sakura, but I want to transition with someone else. So if I did, I might have Medina in there too because her triple cast would be insane on this. But anyway, I think I've talked enough about this. What do you guys think? Are you ready for Welter? Are you ready to end this and get your fantastic prize? Or are you one of those guys that are just going out and just do Gilgamesh right off the bat? I'm going to wait on Gilgamesh. I'll let you guys hit that brick wall as many times as you want. I'll find another guide and beat it that way. But if I get time, I'll try to get a Gilgamesh video up. As always, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your dog's friends. I like to get more subscribers. And then, of course, I love to hear from you guys. Leave comments if you want them. See ways I can improve the videos or other stuff you want to see. So, until then, good luck with Warden, good luck with Gilgamesh, and good luck with pulls in general, because we still don't know what we're doing this week. So until then, next time.